Guys, what I have with me now is the AMG C43 3-liter twin turbo with V6 engine, and it has about 362 horsepower with 520 Newton meters of torque. That's a lot of torque with horsepower. Yeah, and yeah, you can see they have the AMG badge here. And when I open the bonnet, I think that this is brilliant because it's so easy. You just have to do this. Whereas a lot of cars, you know, you have to find out where it is and then you have to put it sideways. But this one, you just put it up. I think it's brilliant. So being twin turbo obviously has two snails, and you obviously can't see the two snails, but twin turbo. Okay, that's it. Now I'm just gonna slam it down. Maybe a bit too hard. Honestly, it looks very fast. I mean, just look at the headlights. This actually looks like eyelids. So it has two eyelids and a lot of eyelids at the top. There's one line here to show that it's actually a C-Class. And I actually like all this. It's a very nice combination of black with chrome touches and the white. I don't know why, but I've been seeing a lot of white cars lately, but I think the whole combination is very nice. It doesn't have chrome side mirrors, which you can see here. I think it's a very nice touch. The fact that it has side indicator is also brilliant. As you can see here, it has the badge of the bi-turbo 4MATIC, meaning that it's all-wheel drive. And it has 90-inch rims, twin spoke, dual tone. Not to my liking, don't really like how the design is like, but very simple car, one line. It has a lip spoiler at the back here, comes with it, the AMG badge. If you want, you can debadge it, it's up to you. And yeah, looking into the boot, very spacious. You can fit like 5 of me inside here. Very small. So yes, this is how big the boot is. And excuse me, hello, it's good. Yeah, it has this here, which I think is brilliant. Reflective lighting to show that your boot is open at night. Very good safety feature. And it has a dip inside here, so like if you put groceries or whatever, it doesn't slide around. And it has chrome settings on the handlebars when you open and close, and at night it actually lights up so you know where you're going. It has a follow me home light whereby when you turn off the car, or when you lock the car, when you lock the car, yeah, it actually ignites for a while. And yeah, this is basically the walk around of the C43. Let me know what you think about it. Honestly, I think it's very classy. It's among the smaller ones of the Mercedes-Benz, but to me it's still a very big car. When I'm driving, I feel like it's huge. But of course, if you compare it to other cars right now, it's about alright. It's not that big. And yeah, let's hop into it, see how it handles. Bye guys. Hello, what's up guys? So yes, I am currently doing my drive with the C43, the AMG C43 sedan. And yeah, I'm adjusting everything right now, just getting used to how the car feels. Oh wow, telescopic steering wheel. That's nice. I'm not used to the fact that when you adjust your seats, it's actually on your door panel. So yeah. Putting in my seatbelt, and one of the things that I like that Mercedes does is when you put in your seatbelt, it actually tugs on it. So it's like, hello, welcome to the car, let me give you a hug. That's very nice. And you can actually set your seating preferences on your door handle. It has 3 seating preferences, so for yourself, for whoever, and for whoever not. Actually, I don't get why you have 3 options. Luxury, good. Also has it for the passenger, luxurious. I don't get why you need to have 3. But then again, maybe you're sharing with other people, like your son, who will abuse it. Yep, anyway, that's my 2 cents. Let me just adjust the mirrors. Okay. So, one thing that really annoys me when I start the engine, right, is that the start-stop is here. Let me show you. Yes, the start-stop is here, and you know what? It doesn't ignite the color. Like, it doesn't come on. There's no light showing you where to start and where to stop. So, I mean, even the Myvi has it. I don't get why you don't have it. So that's what annoys me. And besides that, where you shift gears is actually a stick on the right. That's also different, but I know Mercedes wants to do everything differently. And their handbrake, do you know that their handbrake is actually this button on the right? Later I'll show you. Whereby it's the total opposite of what we all know, where you pull your handbrake is yeah, when you pull your handbrake, it's basically to make sure your car doesn't move, and when you put it down to let go of the handbrake. It's the opposite. Yeah, it's the opposite. Hang on. Walao! Oh my god. It's damn tall! Can you see? I'm having trouble because this thing is damn tall. We have 5 modes, which is individual, sport plus, sport, comfort, and eco mode. Why would you need eco mode actually? Like, isn't this supposed to be an AMG brand? Performance brand? You have an eco mode? Are you supposed to? Yeah, I get it. Like, you save fuel and it's supposed to be more friendly to your wallet. But hey, you're buying an AMG, a performance car. Why would you need eco mode, right? Okay, so let's just test it out. Currently I am on comfort mode. So this is an all-wheel drive, and it actually sends more power to the rear, the ratio being 31:69, so it feels more like a rear-wheel drive, even though it's all-wheel drive. It feels very, very planted. Yeah, but it is a heavy car. I mean, if you can see, my body rolling is a lot. I'm not going very fast. And one of the things I noticed as well when I was driving this for a while is my feet with the pedals. The angle of my feet are like this. It's close to 90 degrees. Doesn't feel very comforting for me. It's a bit too high. I don't know, I would prefer it being lower, but maybe it's a performance car and the brakes are bitey. It's very, very bitey. It's not as bitey as the Honda brakes, but it is bitey. I don't like bitey brakes, I like progressive brakes, but I figured that if I want a performance car and it's go fast, yes, I want it to brake fast as well, because I'll be traveling at fast speeds, right? The steering wheel, yes, that it's leather, but I actually miss the C43 leather, the one where it's like Alcantara leather, because when you drive it and when you sweat, it absorbs the sweat and it gives you it gives you a better grip on the steering wheel, whereas this one you can slip and you can slide. Handling, I don't feel connected to the car though. It doesn't give you the auto connect the auto connect like you do. I actually like the visibility of this car. I can see a lot. The only thing that I would complain is when I look to the side, because the B pillars are rather thick. So when I look to the side, I drive a Miata, I'm very used to looking at the side and looking through the back. But because the B pillars are super huge, I can't. And that actually scares me a bit. But I have to depend on my side mirrors, yes, I know. Side mirrors gives me actually quite good visibility, but I would also like to see for myself whether there are cars in case there's a blind spot or not. If I'm not wrong, this doesn't give me any blind spot detection. For comfort mode, the suspension is a bit bumpy, it feels a bit floaty and boaty, and I think I had enough of the comfort mode now, so I'm just gonna switch to sports. Now the thing is, there's sports and sports plus. Why do you need sports and sports plus? I'm like, there's a lot of choice, paradox of choice. There are a lot of things that are in cars which we actually don't need, but because it's there, it's like, hey, there's a lot of features, and everyone's like, wow, it has a lot of features, yes, value for money, blah blah, but how often do you actually use the features? Like, come on. Yeah, I'm in sports right now. Throttle is more responsive, it's more jerky. Whoa! Nice. This car is a very fast car. It's fun to drive, man. Wow, I'm just smiling a lot actually. It's very responsive once I throttle on. There's no lag. Or very, very little lag, guys. Wow, I like it. And yeah, I feel confident with this car, even though the body roll is there, but I feel confident with this car. Okay lah, got lag. Wow, I wonder how the exhaust sounds like from outside. it's so planted. I feel so confident with taking corners with the car. See, my hands are sweating already and it's not absorbing, so sometimes I might just slip. Okay, straight line, so nice, so responsive, throttle response is there. Wow, nice. With comfort, of course it delays a bit, but having a lot of fun with this car, guys. The soundproofing in this car, I think it's okay, but I actually hear a lot of noises that come from the wheels. So I'm not too sure. I can't pinpoint whether it's because of the tires or because of the soundproofing, but I think it's such a solid car, it's a heavy car, I would imagine that the soundproofing is actually pretty good. But if you can hear what I hear, and if the camera can pick up the noise that I would want to let you guys hear, you can actually hear a lot of the road noise and a lot of things that I'm going over. So in comparison with the C43S, yes, the suspension on this, I prefer the suspension on this in sports mode because it's not that stiff, but it is. You can tell the difference between comfort mode and sports mode, but I prefer actually the suspension in sports mode because you don't feel like it's very floaty, but it's not that harsh that your passengers will feel that it's uncomfortable. Let me just try changing it to Sports Plus right now. And of course, the exhaust is much quieter when it's in comfort, and it tends to be louder when it's in sports and Sports Plus. Let me just see how the throttle response is in when it's in Sports Plus. Joking, guys, do you see that? I'm flinching. The things we do when we take the cars out to test. But I actually like how the steering wheel feels. It doesn't feel that huge. And of course, this right here, it's for people with big thighs and long legs like Bobby Ang. So I think the responsiveness to the throttle in Sports Plus is a little bit more than Sports. Wow. Okay, I have to try it in like manual mode. So let me just... Okay, it's in manual now. So let me see whether it upshifts for me by itself or whether it downshifts for me. I'm pretty sure it downshifts lah, huh? So I'm on 3rd gear now, and remember guys, this is a 9-speed automatic transmission. Of course it tells me when to upshift, and I'm still in 3rd gear, and I'm trying to slow down to see whether it actually auto stops for or downshifts for me. It just keeps telling me to upshift and upshift. I need to come to a complete stop. So we're going to a roundabout now. Let's see. Still no downshift. And I'm at a complete stop. Oh, yes, it downshifts for me. Yes, it's already downshifts for me. So I'm in 1st gear now, and let's see whether it upshifts for me. That's right. Wow, okay. Very, very jerkish. It's on 1st gear. Doesn't upshift for me. Yes. So it doesn't upshift for me. I have to upshift myself. Okay, but it does downshift for me. It doesn't upshift for me. No matter how much I rev, it doesn't upshift for me. So let's see how responsive it is to my upshifting. Very responsive. Once I use my pedal shifters, once that flick is there, it upshifts. So you can actually pull it as much as high as you want. Wow! Upshifts immediately. Very responsive, very nice transmission. And I like the suspension on the Sports and Sports Plus. Not really kind of comfort. My thought process is that, okay, it's an AMG, it's a performance car. Well, your Sports and Sports Plus driving mode, the suspension is not that stiff. It's not really the type of stiffness that I would expect in a performance car. It's the type of stiffness that I would actually tune to my Miata, but my Miata is a daily. I would expect stiffer suspensions. It's like somewhere in between. The suspensions feel like when you're in comfort, feels a bit floaty, but it's not that floaty and it's not that comfortable. Honestly, the suspensions in comfort mode annoy me a lot. I'd rather be in Sports or Sports Plus, but when I turn it to Sports and Sports Plus, obviously it's eating more fuel. So I'm kind of like at a loss of what mode to be in, because it's like I want a bit of everything, and this car gives me the feeling that it's trying to be a lot of things, but it's not good in one specific thing. It feels like a fresh graduate. It's a fresh graduate for the AMG series, guys. It's like you're good at everything, but you're not specialized in one specific thing. Whereby, if I were to compare it with the C43S, that one, I know it's a performance car, very stiff. It cannot be a daily. So it's like, you know, you're good at you're okay in everything, but you're not best in one. Yeah, so this is the fresh grad of the AMG series, guys. Inside, let's talk about the interior now. Looking at the middle classes, it's actually very neat. It's very easy to look at. I'm talking about newer cars in general, where so many things, and like I see this, and then I see all this, and I'm like, oh, okay, maybe that's it. And then there's this thing, and then there's this thing, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna need about a whole week to look at all this. And I don't know, but this doesn't make sense to me. Why would you need something that is touchscreen and then something that is, I don't know, rotary? Yeah, I mean, just give one. I would think that if you want to give something like this, which is similar to the BMW, then put this as a touchscreen. Why would you need this as a touchscreen? I do like how this looks, but I would prefer it to be angled to the driver. But this is just me, because I drive alone a lot. I don't ferry passengers, so to me it doesn't really matter whether this angles at the passenger or not. And hey, you're sitting in my car. I'm gonna do whatever it is in my car. You're a passenger and you're sitting in the C43, man. Come on. I really like these. These remind me of the 3008. That's the first ever car that I drove, test drive when I came into this industry. So I really like these toggles, going up, going down. But then again, I'm a very button kind of person, and I accidentally turned that on. When you turn it off, you just press down. But the aircon is really, really loud. I think that it's normal because so far I've gone into a lot of cars and the aircon is just very loud. The max speed of the fan is 7, and that's the sound of the aircon right now, very loud. I'm just gonna put it all the way to 1. And yes, you can also control it at the back here as well. This is a very nice feature. There you go. This is very nice, and I like that it clicks. That sounds nice. The whole black and red interior, the dashboard looks honestly very clean. It's not something that attracts my attention, but I would say that the longer I sit in it, the longer I'm like, this is pretty nice. It grows on you. The reverse camera is very good, so just letting you have a look at this. It's so nice. And let's just, for example, let's just put it in reverse and let's just see whether the lines, hang on, go in front. Yeah. So yeah, see, it follows the lines. I think that's very awesome, and it's very, very clear. One of the clearer ones that I've seen as compared to other cars. So I think that's a major plus point. So looking at the build of this, the seats are actually very big. Maybe if you're bigger, it feels more snug. But yeah, it's actually very big, and you can actually do a lot of things with the seats, and it's all on your door panels. Everything is here when I push it back, when I push it forward, and even the headrest. So the headrest is actually something that, again, kind of annoys me, because you can push it up, you can push it down, you can push it up from this door panel right here. But I was wondering what this does. So I was like finding out and just pressing it in, pressing it out, pressing it, and I don't know what it does. And finally I realized that it goes forward and goes back. You're buying a car that is about 400 over 1,000 and everything is on your door panel. Why can't you link everything together so that this goes forward and backwards as well? I mean, isn't that a luxury option, which I think should be given? But those are my 2 cents. The stitching actually looks very, very clean. But the stitching actually doesn't continue it's a bit offset, which yeah, I tend to like all these little details, and that annoys me a lot. Even here, I mean, it didn't sync up. It's like, you know, ants and their lines, it just doesn't connect. If you're an ant, you wouldn't know where to go, you couldn't find the other line. Again, luxury, I would expect at least these small details to be in. It doesn't. But what I do like is the black and red. I like the black and red combination. I like that Mercedes actually made a statement, so whenever you're having red seat belts, you know that you're in a Mercedes. Not sure whether it's only AMG Pacific, but yeah. And of course they have a sunroof. Next best thing, to drop the top. So this is just like the top, and of course it's here. You see those polka dots at the top? I have a very nice interior designer who did that for us. And the interior designer's name, actually you can find them everywhere. They're on the roads. They just do random droppings, and so happen they like our car, and they just did this design for us. It's very nice. I like polka dots, like permanent stars for the time being. So yeah, let's take a look at how the back feels. But again, I'm 160. Spacious to me. I have no complaints. My headroom, my legroom, and I've actually pushed the chair quite far to the back. So as you can see, I can barely touch the pedals. And let's see how it feels like at the back. Look, I have a lot of legroom. It's very spacious car. A lot of headroom. I have nothing to complain about. I like that I can control the aircon at the back, so I don't piss the driver off. It has a handrest, fabric inside, so you can actually put stuff and you know that you won't scratch your phone. And you have cup holders here. What I don't like is why you do not have a USB port. I'm sorry, but ever since I saw the USB port on a Mazda CX-5, I think every car should adapt that. I mean, it's just USB ports. I don't know how difficult it is, but again, if I'm paying 400 plus for a luxury car, I would expect that. Looking at the side here, it has ISOFIX mounts. Very nicely done. That's about everything that I have to say for this car, and let me know your thoughts about it. That's it from me. Bye guys.